Could eliminating certain foods reduce the risk of migraine attacks? For people living with migraine, it's common to wonder what might have caused an attack. The truth is, you probably didn't do anything wrong. Migraine is a neurological disease, and attacks are often triggered by factors outside your control. Still, many people try to identify triggers, like specific foods, that may put them at risk for another attack. One of the most frequently reported triggers is food. However, recent research suggests that food-related triggers are not as common as many think, and that a balanced, healthy diet, regular meals, and proper hydration are more effective at reducing the risk of migraine attacks. Certain foods can trigger a migraine attack for some people, but food triggers are often inconsistent and challenging to predict. Headache specialists now believe that the concept of food triggers is much more complicated than previously understood. For instance, caffeine may trigger a migraine attack for some people, while providing relief for others. While avoiding certain foods might help a small number of people with migraine, there's little solid evidence that specific foods consistently cause attacks. In many cases, cravings for specific foods, like chocolate, are part of the prodrome phase of an attack, the early warning sign that a migraine attack is on its way. People may crave these foods before the headache starts, and when the headache follows soon after, they mistakenly blame the food. There is no one-size-fits-all migraine diet. Each person's nutritional needs are unique, so the goal should be to maintain a healthy and realistic diet that works for you. Some foods are often thought to trigger migraine attacks, but few have been scientifically verified. Commonly reported triggers include alcohol, chocolate, aspartame or artificial sweetener, caffeine, cheese and yogurt, processed meats like bacon, sausages, salami, and ham, and vitamins and herbal supplements. Again, many of these foods may simply be what people tend to crave during the early stages of a migraine attack, before the headache sets in. No high-quality studies have confirmed that these foods consistently trigger migraine attacks. If you notice that certain foods seem to trigger migraine attacks consistently, you may want to try avoiding it for around 4 weeks to see if it makes a difference. Generally, a well-balanced diet, rich in fresh fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and limited in processed foods is best for migraine attack prevention. Some people also find it helpful to eat smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day, aiming for 5 or 6 smaller, calorie-controlled portions rather than large meals spaced far apart. In general, whole foods are healthier than frozen foods, which are healthier than canned foods, as they often contain additives. Nearly half of people with migraine or headache disorders report that fasting can trigger an attack. Eating regularly can help prevent headaches caused by hunger. Unfortunately, pinpointing exactly why a headache occurs at a given time can be challenging. In many cases, multiple factors may be at play. For instance, if you have a stressful day at work and miss lunch, you might feel weak and grab a chocolate bar to get through the afternoon. Later, you have a migraine attack. What triggered it? Was it the stress, the lack of food, the chocolate, or all of the above? While you may not always be able to determine the exact cause of a migraine attack, there are a few strategies that can help. Keep a headache journal to track your food and eating habits, as well as any symptoms before and after an attack. This can help you identify potential patterns and provide useful information for your healthcare provider. Follow a consistent eating routine. Try to maintain a steady diet and avoid frequent changes in your eating habits. Monitor, don't restrict. Instead of immediately eliminating foods from your diet, monitor what you eat and when you have migraine symptoms. If you notice a pattern with a certain food, try eliminating it for 4 weeks and see if it makes a difference. It's important to consult with your healthcare provider about suspected food triggers so that you can develop a healthy plan tailored to your needs. Ultimately, while food may play a role in some people's migraine symptoms, a holistic approach that includes proper nutrition, hydration, and stress management is often the most effective way to manage the diet aspect of the condition. Learn more at AmericanMigraineFoundation.org.